The ABC Information Network. I'm Doug Limerick.
Now, here's WSMB 1350 AM traffic and weather together.
Good afternoon, everyone. We have a 60% chance of rain in the New Orleans area. Partly cloudy skies with a temperature of 92 degrees. Heat index puts it at about 102. Partly cloudy skies are in store tonight. 20% chance of rain, low around 75. High of 90 on Saturday with a 50% chance of showers. We have a couple of situations on the highways we need to look at. Eastbound on the I-10 over Franklin Avenue, we've got an accident there blocking the left lane and the center lane, a multi-vehicle accident. We also have some outbound delays on the I-10 between Bonneville and Cleary if you're going out to Metairie and Kenner.
If you have a roof leak, it can only get worse. Call Gibson Roofers today at any of our convenient locations. New Orleans, Kenner River Ridge, West Bank, LaPlace, Covington, or Baton Rouge. Call 524-ROOF for information about the location nearest you. 524-ROOF, Gibson Roofers.
We have accidents at Britannia and Washington, Lapalco and Victory. Also an accident working at Lapalco and Bonwood, that is, over on the West Bank. I'm Gail Delaughter, WSMB Talk Radio, 1350 AM.
Network News. Good evening, I'm David Melendi.
The first time the Dow has topped the 2,900 mark. This is AP Network News.
This is the Info Radio News Report. Information 1350.
An Info Report, I'm Jonathan Brett for Info
Network
Radio.
News.
This is the Info Radio Morning Report with Jack Wild and B.J. Austin.
Good chance of some rain in your future, at least for today, and it could get heavy. It's a Thursday. It's the 5th of July, post-holiday day. Good morning to you. I'm Jack Wild.
I'm B.J. Austin. New Orleans police say they do believe 4th of July drinking was involved in a fatal accident yesterday.
New Orleans and Kenner firemen had some work overnight.
And a standoff near the St. Bernard projects early this morning ends peacefully.
We'll have details of those stories, in-depth weather for you. Michael Creasy will be along and update us on the sports action. And we'll open the talk lines, 561-8111. Whatever may be on your mind, give us a call, 561-8111.
30 minutes past the hour. We continue with the Info Radio Morning Report. Here again, Jack Wild and B.J. Austin.
Well, this Tuesday morning, the 3rd of July, 184th day of 1990. Going to be hot out there today, unless you get some of this 40% chance of showers or thunder showers this afternoon that may hold those temperatures down. Good morning. I'm Jack Wild.
I'm B.J.
AP Network News.
Good afternoon, everyone. 2 minutes after 12 noon, and the headlines at this hour. Governor Buddy Roemer calls yesterday's 11th hour abortion bill amazing. And the governor says he likes the idea of parental warning labels on records.
The weather is like a woman, it can change its mind or not. Is it going to be fair and warm, or is it going to be cold or hot?
Here's the time, the accurate time, the accurate time.
Your clock will be right
If you check the time right now.
151, almost 152, putting it about 8 minutes in front of the top of the hour.
Let's do it justice.
What's going on? What's going on in town? What's going on in town that you should know about? You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised indeed. You'll be surprised indeed when you find out about.
If you'd like to check out some
You're trying to
local
put the hustle on people, don't you think? And now, Adventures in Etiquette with Muffy and Biff. Oh, Muffy, there's nothing I enjoy more than a fine film.
Biff, darling, please be quiet. The movie's starting.
Oh, I saw this part in previews. Oh, watch, Muffy. Whoa, look at this part.
Please.
No, wait. Look. Oh, my gosh. I didn't know they could show that sort of thing in movies.
Biff, please, darling, show some sensitivity. My gosh, this film is a great avant-garde work of art. Please keep quiet.
Oh, my gosh. Look, Muffy.
Biff, darling, you are disobeying one of the major rules of etiquette. Please be quiet and let others enjoy the film before the usher throws us out.
Oh, gee, Muffy. Sorry, I guess I got a little carried away. Hey, how about I go get us some popcorn? I'll be right back. Excuse me. Excuse me. Pardon me. Oh, sorry, I stepped on your foot. Oh, excuse me.
Darling,
excuse me. Join us again next time for more excellent examples of behavior as Muffy and Biff take you on another adventure in etiquette.
That's right. It's 36 minutes after 1 o'clock, and it's time for...
The Long Way Around. Taxicab driver A.J. Bienvenu, who reminds everyone that his name means welcome in French, picks up visitors to New Orleans and en route to their destinations, shows them what he considers to be the most underrated sights in the city. Join us as another unsuspecting passenger takes The Long Way Around.
Thanks a lot for helping me with these bags, sir. I usually try to travel with just 2, but because of that big convention I'm going to this week, I had to bring all 9 of my sample cases.
Oh, what you got in these bags anyway, lady? They must weigh a ton apiece.
It's bricks. You see, I'm the vice president of sales for the world's 4th largest manufacturer of building bricks, and I have one of each of my 435 bricks we make in those cases you've got there. Boy, I tell you, my budget for tipping sky caps and people like you is actually higher than my airplane bills.
Well, it's a good thing that I'm driving this particular cab today. It's a sawed-off 1949 GMC bus chassis with air shocks, with a 1981 Cadillac Fleetwood body stretched enough to fit in the pinball machine I got in the back. I got me a big Hemi-head Chrysler engine under the hood. Otherwise, I don't think we'd have been able to get on the airline highway with this load. But hey, look, you so interested in bricks, I want to show you a site that no tour in town will show you. Hey, it won't take us too far out of the way. Where are you going anyway?
Travel in, airline highway.
Ooh, one of them low rent expense accounts, huh?
Some minutes later...
Well, here we are.
I'm sorry, this just looks like some neighborhood to me.
It is just a neighborhood now, but this corner of Milne and Porteous is where the old haunted house of Lakeview used to be. It was a big old house that this weirdo guy built almost before there was any houses out here. He was deathly afraid of fire, so there was no wood in its construction at all. He built it himself, all out of bricks. But he didn't know too much what he was doing, so he had extra thick walls where the bricks was just in there almost any which way. It was something to see.
Well, I sure wish I could have seen it, but we better be getting along now.
Wait, I got a picture of it in my wallet just for such occasions as this. Look, that's a picture of my wife shooting me the moon. I'd need a wide-angle lens for that now. Yeah, here it is. I saw the old man once out with a hand lawnmower cutting the grass. His hair was as white as snow. He died, and then a few years later, his 2 daughters, who was always wearing spooky gray clothes, they died too. Then they tore the whole house down. I tell you what, I wouldn't have bought that lot for nothing. But the people who did build a beautiful house here, and I ain't heard nothing wrong.
Mr. Bienvenu, look in your rearview mirror. I think there's, something wrong now.
Hey, partner, Everybody in the neighborhood's complaining that you're shaking their houses when you drive by. I think you're way over the load limit. What do you got in this car, anyway? Bricks?
That's all for today's episode, but that's not all for this visitor to New Orleans who has another 2¼ hours at least of A.J. Bienvenu's most interesting places before finally getting to the hotel the long way around. Until next time, this is Mike Side. Mike Side reminding you to sit tight.
Muffy, a sailing trip to Cancun on Kiki and Coco's boat, the Sea Mistress. Wow, a week at sea. Oh, Muffy, I can't wait to smell that sea air.
Yes, yes, Biff, it's going to be an absolutely delightful trip. Oh, but, darling, what are you doing, may I ask?
Well, I thought I'd start packing my trunk for the voyage, you know.
Your trunk?
Why, yes, it's a sea voyage, isn't it? I need to bring my tux and my black shoes, and oh yes, I'll need my brown shoes to go with my wool suit, and of course my golf attire and
Biff, darling, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh yes, my tennis racket and my tennis whites.
Biff, please, we are going on a casual, informal sailboat trip, not on a round-the-world cruise on a luxury liner. Now, Biff, when invited on a sailboat trip, you'll have to take into consideration the space limitations on the boat. Now, everything should be packed in canvas bags, and of course, for a trip such as this, Biff, one only needs casual sport attire and of course, the proper deck shoes.
Oh, gee, Muffy, I guess my steamer trunk would be sort of big and bulky, but I never get a chance to use it. I mean, don't you think it would fit somewhere on the Sea Mistress?
Biff, I don't think it would. No.
Well, I guess the golf clubs? I guess wouldn't be too practical either. Can't really play golf on the Sea Mistress. Boy, you talk about a heck of a water hazard, Muffy.
Oh, Biff, darling, please don't be gauche.
Join us again next time for more excellent examples of behavior as Muffy and Biff take you on another adventure in etiquette. Adventures in Etiquette with Muffy and Biff.
My, the Sunday brunch buffet at the Columns Hotel is always a treat, Muffy.
Yes, Biff, it was absolutely lovely. But darling, don't you think it was a bit excessive? I mean, going back for dessert 5 times.
Well,
I
guess you're right, Muffy. I did overdo it, but they sort of invite that. Let me unbutton my pants here. That's much better. Wait a minute. I think I'll unbutton my lower part of my shirt.
Please, just don't disrobe here in the middle of the restaurant. My gosh. Biff, darling, please put your clothes
I guess I better button my button before we get up from the table.
Yes, I guess you should, darling. Yeah. But aren't you forgetting something?
Huh? What do you mean?
Biff, darling, aren't you going to leave a tip for these fine people?
Leave a tip? Oh, why, Muffy? I had to carry my own food to the table and everything. I don't need to leave a tip. This is a buffet. You serve yourself.
Darling, etiquette dictates that a buffet, you still have to leave the standard 15% tip. Yes. Now, we did have a wait person. After all, Biff, he poured our champagne.
Call him a wait thing, I think.
Biff, darling, he did an outstanding job. He brought us our water and our silverware, and he fetched us coffee. And Biff, darling, you didn't do everything yourself. My gosh.
Yeah, Muffy, I guess you're always right.
Yes,
hey, Garcon.
here's your tip. Don't take any wooden nickels. Just kidding. Here's, let's see, 15% of $8.
Darling, please don't be gauche.
About something like...
Join us again next time for more excellent examples of behavior as Muffy and Biff take you on another adventure in etiquette. Taxicab driver A.J. Bienvenu, who reminds everyone that his name means welcome in French, picks up visitors to New Orleans and en route to their destinations, shows them what he considers to be the most underrated sights in the city. Join us as another unsuspecting passenger takes the long way around.
My, what an unusual cab this is. What do you call this thing?
I calls it, you stupid hunk of junk sometimes, but it's a 1961 Ford Fairlane body and suspension with fenders, bumpers, and hood ornament from a 1983 Lincoln. I got me a Mercury V8 under the hood, and the air conditioner is an old ARA jibe I pulled out of my 1960 Chevy.
Excuse me, this is your local announcer, Mike Side. Mike Side, and I'd like to ask the radio audience if anyone remembers that old radio jingle for Era Auto Air Conditioners. It was on the air in the early 60s, and Tom will sing it later. And now, back to AJ and his passenger.
But hey, enough about my problems. Where you need to go?
Well, sir, it's off to the Energy Center, Poydras and Loyola. I'm going to be trading a couple of stripper wells for a small gas field. I really screwed the guy I made that deal with.
Yeah, sounds good. Not literally, I hope. Anyway, here we go. But since it's kind of on the way anyhow, and since my name is Bienvenu, by the way, you know, that means... welcome in French. Let me just show you one real interesting thing that happened and has to do with wells and stuff.
Some minutes later...
Well, this certainly is a bleak area.
That's how industry is sometimes, lady. Not pretty to look at, but it brings the money in. This is the Kentwood Water Plant. I got a fare once from the guy who used to own the outfit. Now, you was talking about them wells you screwed that guy out of. These Kentwood people once dug a real deep well right here at their plant to see, if there was any water here that they could use. But right after they got it finished, they decided that New Orleans water, no matter how deep it came from, was just plain no good. So they covered it over, and that boss guy told me he don't even know where they put it now.
So how do they get their water is a question I suppose you want me to ask.
Hey, that's a good question. They take it out of the city system in Kentwood, Louisiana, where they got the world's best water. Just runs out of the ground. Don't even need to clean it. But I guess I'm starting to sound like a commercial. I will tell you that they bring the water in railroad tank cars on the Illinois Central.
I think one of those cars is coming right now.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, start, cab. Start. Oh, my precious old Fairlane.
Wow, look at all that water.
That's all for today's episode, but that's not all for this visitor to New Orleans who has another 2¼ hours at least of A.J. Bienvenu's most interesting places before finally getting to the hotel the long way around. Until next time, this is Mike Side reminding you to sit tight.
We have reached another magic moment in the program.
And now, Adventures in Etiquette with Muffy and Biff.
Boy, these darn airlines. You just can't depend on them these days. Boy, I sure missed Muffy while she was visiting her old sorority sister in Palm Springs. Oh, our plane hurries up and gets here.
Biff, darling, over here, darling.
Oh, Muffy, darling, where were you?
Biff, I told you on the phone this morning my plane was coming in at gate 6. This, darling, is gate 9.
Oh, yeah, I always get my 6s and my 9s messed up. Anyway, darling, I missed you more than you'll ever know.
Biff, please, I was only gone for 3 days, my gosh.
Oh, but for those 3 days, it seemed like an eternity, Miss Muffy, darling.
Biff,
Hey, buddy, get a room. You're making me sick over here.
Biff, please, darling.
But, oh, Muffy, darling, didn't you miss me? Aren't you happy to see me?
Why, of course, Biff, stop it. I did miss you, darling, but etiquette dictates when a husband greets his wife in public, a discreet peck will do. Love-making, Biff, is an at-home activity.
Oh, gee, Muffy, sorry. I suppose I got a little carried away.
Hey, buddy, move along. We don't take too kindly to perverts like you around here.
Oh, Biff, you're really being gauche now. My gosh, heavens.
Join us again next time for more excellent examples of behavior as Muffy and Biff take you on another adventure in etiquette.